tell you what the rates are as of today, but that doesn't mean that's the rate that applies to you.
Okay.
Does that make sense? We have to figure out those numbers in succession to be able to apply and run that algorithm to say, okay, this is what he qualifies for. This is the rate that's going to be offered, not to exceed, right? Good news for you is the rates have gone down the last 2 days. I'm not sure if you've been reading the news. So there was this big concern about the U.S. debt ceiling and the U.S. defaulting on its loans. I mean, all political mumbo jumbo, right? But because of that, it caused a little panic in the markets and rates kind of went up a little bit. But now that the government has come to an agreement by the 5th, which is in 4 days, they've already come to an agreement to raise the debt ceiling. Rates are dropping now. So that's actually beneficial for you. So what that means is within that time frame, so let's say we get under contract on a house, let's just say today, and your interest rate that we lock in is at 6.75%, right? Over that course of 30 days that we're in escrow, if the rates drop, we can continue to get a lower rate for you. We can lock in the lower rate, right? Using the money also to buy it down even more. So slowly chipping it away throughout those 30 days, which is going to happen within this time frame. So it's just a matter of how much they drop.
Yeah, so how much is it at today? Yeah.
Right now they're at 6.85 to 7.25. So it's a range. It's not like one rate for everybody. It's a range rate. And so that's actually leading into what I want to talk about with Wendy, because I'm not sure of how she works. I wanted to get my lender on the phone so he can tell you exactly what that means, what the rates are, what you may qualify for, and what that's going to mean for you on the qualification side.
Okay. One more thing, because I was doing the research and all of that, so I stopped at Lamar. There was also some Lamar home, right?
Oh, Lennar?
Lennar.
Oh,
right?
the home that we saw yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a Lennar home.
Now, when I talked to that lady yesterday, she said, I think they're lenders too?
Yes. So new builds are a little different. So for example, this is the new build home, and then you have somebody sitting inside of there. That's the sales rep or agent, whatever they call themselves, for that community. But then they also have lenders that they work with outside.
Right.
Yes.
So she was telling me, she printed me the paper yesterday. I have it in my car. 5.25%.
Yes.
Why is that?
So because they're a new build community, they control how much they price their homes at.
Right.
So what they're able to do for people who qualify for a new build as an incentive, they're going to buy down the rate for you.
Okay.
Right? So let's just say they have 10 homes on this street. 3 of those homes are, let's say, at $450,000. Just random numbers. 3 of those homes are listed at $450,000. What the new build is going to do, they're going to take those numbers and say, okay, of all 3 of those homes, we can afford to lose $20,000 on each one.
Right.
So with that $20,000, we're going to go ahead and buy down what the interest rate is, and we're going to lock that in for a certain amount of time. What that means is, like, if somebody were to come in today and say, I want this house, and put their earnest money deposit down in this house and lock it in, but they have to go with our lender, then we would give them the 5 point whatever interest rate is, right? So that's their incentive to buyers to buy on a new build, which is perfectly okay. Those are actually phenomenal options. I highly recommend, if you do qualify for something like a new build, that would be a great option to go, because they do offer those lower rates. Other lenders like Wendy, even my friend, other lenders that we work with, those bigger box companies, unfortunately, they don't offer it like that, because they can't incentivize lowering their interest rate on a home that they're not a part of. They can only do it on the lending side, right?
Right. So my thing is the fact. So you remember I saw you at that home, right?
Yeah.
If I told you that that's the home I want, and it's in my range, would you recommend me getting one of those houses?
If it's in your range, if it's something that you understand the numbers and you qualify for, absolutely.
Really?
That home is phenomenal.
Okay.
It is absolutely. I mean, I was just there yesterday, right? And I'll show you. This was yesterday, and I literally just made this video yesterday, and I posted it today on my Instagram.
Mhm.
This home is phenomenal.
Right.
These are these next generation homes, right? That
Right.
and I mean, if you want, you can watch it. This is basically I did the home tour and everything
Right.
like that. I advocate for these things
Right.
because you have that in-law suite, which
Mhm.
99% of homes don't have.
I see that.
What you can do with this little in-law suite right here is so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
You can Airbnb it. You can rent it out for a long-term rental. You can use it as a studio. You can use it as an office. You can
Right.
just have it as a guest house for your family to come in. And they're completely isolated. They have their own garage. They have their own bedroom, washer and dryer, kitchen,
Mhm.
living area. They have all this stuff accessible to them.
Mhm.
I love these homes. I was actually telling my wife, like, let's look into it.
Yeah.
Well, because we're looking to move
Right.
as well, and kind of the same thing I told you. We've outgrown our home.
Right.
We have 2 kids. We have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's a very nice home, and pool and everything. But we need a little bit more space because we have a home office as well, where it's like our studio where we make
Right.
videos and stuff like that. So we need more bedrooms. We need more space. And so we were talking about this a few weeks ago, and so we're wanting to move up to Northern Peoria.
Mhm.
Great area. I love everything it has to offer there. But then when I saw these, I was like, oh, we need to go see these. And when we went there yesterday, I was like, look at this thing, babe. This is perfect. Her family comes here from Mexico
Mhm.
all the damn time. Her in-laws here, like they just pop up. It's very annoying.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Like sometimes, like the doorbell rings. I'm like, oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Who is it? And I go and I'm looking. Like, it's your parents. You know.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm busy this weekend. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that type of house is phenomenally perfect.
Right.
And here's what a benefit on that is. If you and your sister qualify for something like that,
Mhm.
and you were to get that home, even if the full mortgage payment is not something that you can afford,
Mhm.
having the ability to rent out that second
That's
house
excellent.
is going to cut that mortgage payment for you by half, at least.
You're right.
Because if you think about a 1-bedroom apartment with a washer and dryer or a studio, because that's what it looks like
Right.
as a studio, what are they going for right now? The average apartment like that here in Phoenix, they're going for about $1,500.
Right.
Right? This has their own garage,
Mhm.
their own living space, their own bedroom, washer and dryer, stackable, all that stuff comes with that, right? So you have that opportunity to be able to rent that out and mitigate your mortgage
Right.
by more than what you probably think.
Right.
So I think those homes are phenomenal if you do qualify for those. The only problem, it's not a problem. The only thing we need to do is, if we're gonna qualify for that, we need to make sure and go through their lender.
Oh yes. Yeah.
It has to go through their lender.
Mm.
Now, in those situations, yes, I've never worked with those lenders before, but because they are vetted through the new build community,
Mhm.
they have already been vetted by them.
Mhm.
So that means they do have certain processes and procedures that kind of align with what I
Right.
work with and what we kind of do, if that
Right.
makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
Is that house something that you're wanting to try and go after?
Yeah, I'm looking into it because if
But here's the thing. Your time frame has to be quick because they don't offer those rates
No,
for
yeah.
too long.
Right.
It's only within a certain time period.
Right.
Once that time period, and I think it's by the end of June, or
Do a quick maths for me. I think we seen that for 550, 545. What
I
was
think
it?
it was 549. Or,
Round it up for 550. Do that maths for me and get us to where that mortgage is at.
I won't be. I can't.
Just give me like a ballpoint.
Well,
Like a range.
but it wouldn't make sense because I don't know what your sister's income is.
Trust me. Very good.
Okay. I don't know what her debts or credit score are. It's the reason
So
why
let
I
me
say
tell you a
that.
little bit, just 1 minute about her.
Yeah.
She has her master's in nursing.
Okay.
She got a very good. She teaches. I think she teaches at she write the lessons for Darcy College.
Oh, it's actually very.
She work at home. I think she has 2 jobs. She working for 2 different colleges, I believe. Then make sure, but I remember that Darcy College she told me about. She's making good money. She's up in Michigan. Her house that she has is not a lot of money. She paid for that house because when she bought it for cheap
Yeah.
money. So apart from having that, she doesn't have anything that is indebted, like anything like that.
Okay.
So I am
Let
telling
me-
I am telling you, when you do both of us stuff together, you're gonna want to use. You said the lease side, what you use, the lease what?
So we would go off of whoever has the lowest
Lowest
credit
credit.
score.
You might have to use mine at 7 something.
Yours is lower than hers.
It should be.
Okay, that's fine.
So
if you're both in the sevens, that's okay. Like,
Right. So that's what I'm saying. We both in the sevens.
Credit scores are based off of a range as well. You're looking at
Yes, you're
7
right.
to 730, for example,
Yeah,
or
you're right.
740 is like
You're right.
good. So anywhere in between that, it's
Right.
not going to affect it.
Right. So you probably choose to use one of us. It doesn't matter. But when it comes on to her income, I know for sure the income going to be very, very, very good.
So let's just say, I mean, this is very, very.
Yeah, I understand. We just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Because as I said, I wanted to get comfortable too, you know, to see where am I, you know. You're gonna do the qualification, the credit check and all that, and you're gonna find out that I'm qualified.
I believe you.
Yeah, you're gonna see that both of us together are gonna be qualified for that.
So let's just say, all things considered, let's say it's 560. You're putting 4% down. It's 3.5%, but so that's $22,000 as a down payment, which you would have to do no matter what. And you're doing a 30-year fix. Let's just say you're at a 6.85% based on the type of credit score that you guys have. Mortgage insurance is like usually 1% of that, so we'll put in $450 for mortgage insurance a month. Property taxes, luckily in Arizona, they're not very high, so new builds are a little different. They tend, because new builds are new, they don't have assessed land yet. They're assessed after they're completed, so they typically are doubled.
Right.
So we'll say $1,500 a year for property taxes. Home insurance, you're looking at around $200 a year, maybe even $300, but you can buy that on your own. And then HOA for new build communities are usually around $85. So with all that, plus or minus, you're looking around that as a mortgage payment.
4197.
Correct.
Okay. And so I rent that out for 15. I'm gonna be back down to like 2.6 somewhere there.
Say one
So
time.
if I rent it out, like say I rent
Oh.
it out for like 1,500. Just
So let's say you're able to. Let's see here. Let me run the math here. Let's say you rent it out for, let's just say on the low end, 1,500.
Correct.
Then your mortgage payment would be
26. 2,700. Okay.
And that's just on the rent. Obviously, if you're renting out to them, they would pay a portion, a third of what the electricity bills are, a third of the stuff, because you own the main house.
Right.
They own just a small portion, so you wouldn't charge them half. You'd only charge them a third. So it'll be a little bit less than that on like the bill side as well.
Right. Understand. Okay.
Does that number work for you?
We're not sure yet. When you do the final stuff, and you be like, hey, you qualify for $50, and then we get the home, then we see where we go from there.
Well, so we would qualify you prior to that. We need to figure out where you're at prior, because if it's if your sister's income and everything is as good as that, right? Then it shouldn't be an issue. You qualify for that super easily. Super easily. And I mean, that would actually be something that if that was the case, then we would need to move on it like ASAP.
Right.
Because those rates aren't going to last.
Right.
So okay, you know what? Actually, I'm sorry. What was the rate that they said? 4 point. Was it?
Which one, Lemma?
Yeah.
It's 5.25.
2.9.
No, 5.25.
So I actually put the wrong rate in there. So let's just say it's a 5.25. That would be what the rate would be going through their lender.
Oh, really?
Correct. And then cut that by 1,500. So I put today's more rates, but not the new build interest rates. So then your mortgage would be this right here. A lot. Is that a lot more manageable?
Then I would say yes.
Yeah. If that's the case, then we need to move fast on that.
And then the down payment would be the same 20 something.
Yeah. So down payment's gonna be. So let's just say it's at 560,000. If that's the price, then it's 3.5% down. You can't put 3.5 here, so you just round it up to 4.
Right.
So, I mean, it's not gonna be that much of a difference, but
Yeah, you're gonna be
that would be your down payment.
like yeah.
That would be, and and you said you had money in reserves too, right? You have money saved up.
Yeah, I had a little. But my next question is, do you have programs or whatever could help us with that down payment? Not loan, but programs like what?
We do,
Okay.
but sometimes down payment assistance is not the best option because you can't go with the lender's rate by using down payment assistance.
Right.
You have to go with what current rates are.
Right.
And down payment assistance have higher rates. They're in the 7.5s.
So you okay.
And here's why.
Okay.
Because when you get down payment assistance, they're going to give you 5%, for example. Like I'm giving you one program. There's many programs, but they'll give you 5% of whatever the price of the home is. So let's say the purchase price is $560,000. Like let's say you qualify for $585,000. You want to do $560. They're going to give you 5% of that, right? So 5% of that is going to be like 26,000, something like that.
Right, I guess.
Are you good at math? Because I'm not good at math.
Yeah, it's around that. Yeah.
28,000.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're going to give you 28,000. 3.5% is going to cover your down payment. So that's going to be 19,000, right? So let's just minus that. So then you'll have an additional $9,000 left. That's going to be going towards your closing costs. That's going to cover all of your closing costs. The only problem is you're stuck at a very high rate, a higher rate than what is currently offered today. This is the builder's rate.
Right.
The builder's rate you won't get if you do down payment assistance.
Oh, okay.
You have to go through the builder
Gotcha.
and qualify straight. It's like straight line qualified to get that rate.
Gotcha.
You can't get a down payment assistance program through there.
Gotcha.
But I'll double check. But let's just say that you do qualify for the down payment, which I'm sure you would. The builder won't be able to offer you this rate. They'll
Right.
have to go higher.
Right. So we have to look into other, because I would have loved this than 6 point something. So I cannot like this. Is this going to be fixed or this
Fixed.
is going to be
Absolutely,
fixed?
30-year fixed rate doesn't change.
They're not going to change.
You can always refinance to go lower.
Right.
Never will it go higher.
Right.
You can always refinance to go lower, but that's a fixed rate.
So if the market started to looking good on the seller's part, is it seller's part?
Right now?
No.
Is
When I have the house, if it looks good, I could refinance.
Yeah.
And get the lower interest rate.
Yeah, absolutely. You can do that within 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you have a 5.25, that's what they're offering, 5.25, and I'll confirm with them too. In 6 months, if rates go down to, let's just say, 5% or 4.75 or whatever. I don't think they'll go down that low within 6 months, but let's just say that they do. You can always refinance within 6 months to get that lower rate. Too easy.
Okay. So one thing I'm going to tell you for sure, we're going to go through Lennar.
Okay.
You're going to do my stuff. I'm going to finalize with you. I won't ask nobody else. So what's my next step?
So your next step is we need to get in touch with your sister. I need to get in touch with your sister. I need to get her information, and then I'm gonna call Lennar, and then I'm gonna get in touch with their lender, so that way they can also get in touch with you and with her as well. All the documents that you had already sent to Wendy, forget that.
Okay.
Disregard that. You're gonna have to get all that brand new again,
Okay.
and then your sister's gonna also have to get that as well.
Okay.
That's the absolute first step. We can't even proceed to the
So
next
whatever
one.
I give to her, I will send a copy to my sister to say this is what we need.
Don't worry about that. We'll take care of that for
You
you.
think okay, so I just need to talk to her and then okay.
And I need to talk to her too. I need to make sure that I talk to her, get her information, So then I contact the lenders for Lennar, that they're contacting you guys properly and being able to get that information from you guys, okay? We have to make sure that these steps are in place.
Right.
If they're not in place, then one thing goes awry and it's gonna mess both of you guys up. And that, we're not trying to do that, okay? So that will be our most immediate step. How, and if, I mean, the timeline here for you on that house is gonna be quick, because like I said, those homes, they have a time limit on when they offer those rates.
Okay.
And I'll make sure and get, that time frame for you, but they only offer them within certain periods of time. You have to close by, X date, whatever that date is, and I'll find out, but you have to close by whatever that date is in order to get that interest rate offered by the
Okay.
lender.
Here's one more thing. You remember yesterday when we were looking at the paper, you see final, I think it was final price, and you see base price?
Yeah.
I think we want to put in, instead of using the gas stove, I think I want to put in electric. So we could do that by myself. You think I should do that by myself?
You mean like you install one yourself?
Yeah, buy the fridge and buy the stove.
You can buy the fridge. The stove, those are by Arizona law have to be installed. So you unfortunately can't say don't install a stove. I'll install one on my own.
No, that's not what I meant. I mean, like, can I use electric instead of gas?
Oh, you mean as an option? So that depends on the home. If the home is already built, if the home is already ready to go and completed, you can't move it. I mean, you can move it after you close for sure, but we're getting you a home that's already move-in ready.
Why they give us the option for base and?
So the base price is, so that's if you're just, base price here on that home is just the foundations of the house without it being built, right? We're looking at the homes that are already completed, that are ready to move in for you, right? Those have already been done. Those, the tile, the carpet, all that stuff's already been selected prior to that. So you can't redo that. You can do it afterwards, but you can't do it while it's already done. They're called spec homes, meaning that they've already been completed. The packages that are in there are already done. You can change those, like I said, on your own after closing, but you can't have them swap it out because that's not in their inventory list. They have to go by certain inventories. Like, this home has, and I want to assume most, or if not all of their homes are going to have gas stoves, but they order a certain amount per home and it's inventoried by home. So this home is going to have a gas stove no matter what. This one's going to, like, they don't have like stoves in stock that they can just say, okay, let me swap it in here because there's a gas line right there. That means they have to cap the gas line. They have to do all this stuff to reconstruct it. They can't do that. So it'll already be.
So they're forcing
there.
us to use gas.
Well, it's not necessarily forcing you, but it's more, they've already put in all the work into the home. So that alleviates you, essentially. Do you not like gas?
I rather the electric. I like gas, but I rather the electric.
I mean, you can always change that afterwards. But if they've already built the home, they will not be able to do that for you. That's something you're gonna have to do on your own after you close.
So you saying, the last question, you saying that if I do the base,
You won't be doing the base price because the base price are for homes that have not even been built yet. We're getting you a home that's already built.
Okay, got you.
Right? The base price is if you're breaking new ground, just on the ground alone, the base price is $506,000, right? And then you're gonna go to the design center and then you're gonna create everything you want. I want these cabinets, I want this, and that's gonna raise the price up. So when you see the price at 560 or 550, that's because all the upgrades have already been added in there prior. So you can't change those.
Okay, got you.
But that's a small, minor thing. I mean, it's easier to switch from gas to electric than it is from electric to gas, right? Because you can cap the gas line. You can,
Yeah, I work at the gas company.
Oh, okay.
I know how to do that.
Yeah, so you can just open that drywall and push the gas pipe in there and add that electric, and they may even have the conversion.
They may
for
have
that.
the whole electronic conversion.
Yeah, so they may have that on there, but that's a small thing. But like I said, this is the one that you want. Your time frame, we have to push it fast, right? Because there's only a certain time that they're going to offer those rates. As the market gets better, those incentives are going to go down, and you're not going to have those anymore. Okay. The down payment though, that's the gonna be the other thing.
Right.
Your down payment, do you have enough for the down payment?
For 19. I'm gonna probably have close, but I figure something out.
So here's the thing, when we qualify you with the lender, whether it's this or the new build lender, they're gonna need to see that you have the money for the down payment. Right? They have to see that. If you can get a gift from somebody, you don't have to use it, but it has to be in your account.
Right.
Showing that you have enough for the down payment. Otherwise, they won't qualify you. Does that make sense? So that will be something that we also have to figure out within the next 3 to 4 days.
Okay.
Like I'm telling you, it's gonna go fast, Howard. If this is what you want, we're gonna get it, but it's gonna go fast.
Okay.
So you know.
I get on top of it. Very good.
Okay, so if let's just say you're gonna get that as a gift from somebody, do you have a 401k?
Yes.
Okay, how much do you have in your 401k?
I probably at like close to like 16 or 17.
Okay, you can also pull from your 401k. You may get a slight penalty, but I would call your 401k first.
I'll make sure. I have other prospects that I probably could. I'll work it out.
Okay, so it looks like you got a lot of things covered here. That's good.
I'll work it out.
So then, our next step is I need to make sure you get in touch with your sister today.
Okay, I'm gonna have to call her and see what she's doing. If she
So-
has work or anything.
What I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna get in touch with the new build community. I'm gonna get in touch with Lennar, with the lender as well. I'm gonna go through all that stuff. I'm gonna get everything for you on that back end, but I have to talk to her by today.
Okay.
Okay.
As soon as when I get on here, I start to talk to her on the phone and see if I can get her. I might have to text her first and tell her.
That's fine. But, you know, it doesn't have to be like right now, but it has to be today. Because if we're gonna go fast on these, then and I'm gonna have Lennar like go full pace on this, then I need her availability as well. Okay? If that makes sense.
They have. Okay. All right. I know they have property all over. You think there's some cheaper than some like different area that is cheaper? And
Not for next generation homes.
Not for next generation homes. Okay.
And I'm not sure if they offer those next generation homes in different areas.
Okay.
It may be right here. I have to double check on those too.
Yeah. See where they have it. I don't want any on the 94 and the 101 and 94 on Indian School. I don't want that area.
No, I don't think there are any in that area for next gen homes.
Okay.
Like the ones that you saw here in Avondale are typically where they're at. I just need to find out.
They have some in Avondale. Yo, is that Tillotson or Avondale?
It's like on the border.
Okay.
It's like it teeters off of both. It still says Phoenix.
What about Litchfield?
Litchfield has some very nice homes too,
Same Leonard?
but not like these.
No.
Let me see. Let's see.
Did you text mom?
Hmm?
You text mom? She text mom?